Hello, everyone. This is Ginger Healy again with Inside TSS 2020 ATN. And I am really excited today to introduce to you James Moffett Jr. Hi, James.
Hey, how are you doing?
I am doing fantastic. I've been really looking forward to this interview with you. You have spoken at our conference. This will be your third time. You're one of our favorites. And this year you're giving us two different classes to go to, which we're excited about. Really quickly, before we talk about those, I just want to let everyone know that James is a former teacher, a former principal. Now he's an educational consultant. He really knows his stuff. So again, we're so excited to hear from you. Let's talk about your classes. Which one do you want to start with first?
Let's go with the relationship first one. Let's do that one.
Tell us a little bit about that.
I think this experience as a teacher, experience as an administrator, and now trying to help other systems and other organizations move into trauma-informed mindset. I think I have some experience to bring to the table. And one of the things as I'm working with educators, I like to do a lot of is to help them grow in their empathy for students that they work with.
Yes.
Also to really parallel the academic side to the behavioral, social, emotional side.
Right.
I feel like we do a really good job academically. We do. I feel like we do, but I think we need to work on how do we transfer that expertise and that knowledge from the academic side over to the behavioral side. I think a lot of it is just in our approach. When it comes to academics, we're really good at finding foundational skills and providing interventions and enrichment and remediation. We're really good at finding those holes academically. We're really good at using our data to drive our instruction academically. And so then we look at the behavioral side, and I'm kind of wondering, and I wasn't a perfect teacher or administrator either. So now when I think about it now, I wonder, why don't we do the same thing behaviorally, social, emotionally? Why don't we, really parallel those two? And one of the things I like to ask buildings when I go in is I say, if I asked you what your tier 1, tier 2, and tier 3 academic approaches are, most teachers in this building will be able to tell me what our tier 1 curriculum is this. And if that doesn't work, this is what we do tier 2. And if that doesn't work, this is what we do for our tier 3 kids. And then they even have the data to break down those kids and say, these are our tier 1 kids. So 85% of our kids are this tier 1 instructions and up. And then we have another 5 to 10% who need tier 2.
Right.
We have another 5 to 7% who need tier 3. We can do that academically, but lots of times I'll ask them, what are your tier 1 behavioral or social emotional approaches? And it's crickets. They don't know. Yeah, they don't know. And so it's about helping organizations and systems identify, what are your tier 1 approaches? What are you're hoping that every kid who walks in your door every single day, this is what we're going to approach them with. This is the mindset we're going to approach them with to help them be successful. And then for the next 10% that's not enough for, then what? And then for the students that's not enough for, then what? So it's really, for me, it's about placing that same intentionality on relationships and being proactive, behaviorally, social, emotionally, that we do when it comes to academics. And it's really helping people figure that out and move in that direction.
I love that.
Yeah, so to me, that's what it really is. And I think a lot of it comes to that relationship first, being relationship focused. Yeah. And one of the things I say a lot of, and some people disagree, and that's fine, but I say, if we really want to help kids grow academically, and I'm not saying that's not important, because it is important that we grow academically, but I think our approach has to change, because the way we help students grow academically is not with more rigor and more relevance. I mean, those are great terms, but that's not how we help kids grow academically. I really feel that at a foundation, the way we help kids grow academically is through improving the relationships we have with kids. Because relationships is what gets
wholeheartedly agree with you. Yeah. I couldn't agree with you more. And that's why you're here, and that's why you're coming. We need that paradigm shift for everybody.
Exactly right. I think that's, and I think one of the misconceptions that's out there about trauma-informed care is that it's only for a certain kid. This is for these kids or those kids. But I really want us to take a step back and realize, when we do a good job of this and we have those tier 1, tier 2, and tier 3 practices in place, we're meeting the unique, diverse, differentiated needs of every kid who walks in your building.
That's right. That's right. Let's jump into your, I'm going to talk about keeping that momentum going despite barriers. These two go hand in hand, really. So give us a quick synopsis of that one.
I think the reality, when you're changing a system, you're always going to have people who right away, they're excited about it. We go and we do training, and it's funny when we do training, like over the summer, like it's easy to have your mindset shifted and be excited about something when there's no kids involved, right?
Yeah.
You get really excited, like, I agree, like, yes, he's right. And then kids come and we get to like September, we're like, we want to revert back to what we've always done because it's easier.
We know it.
It.
It's
And
comfortable.
yeah, so I think it's really important, like, for me, retrospectively, to look back on that journey that I went through for 5 years as an administrator, trying to shift the mindset of a building and like be able to tell people, like, these are some of the things that you're going to experience. And some of these things are going to be negative things that you're going to have to work your way through and have a team to support you in working your way through it. But like for me, we started this journey pretty early. 5 years ago, it was a completely different dynamic. There wasn't conferences like this to go to. There wasn't a lot of books out there to read. So we're trying to shift the mindset on our own, and like we had to provide all the training. And so 5 years ago, I was lucky enough to connect with Jim Sporleader after I watched Paper Tigers, and he was that person for me who I could call up and say, "This is what I'm facing right now." And it was such a relief to hear him say, "I went through that too."
Yeah, you're not alone.
Yes, it was almost like that. It almost proved to me like I was headed in the right direction.
Yeah.
And so hopefully, like in this session, like I can have some of those conversations with the people in the room. And I want it to be an open dialogue. It's not just to sit and get like, what specific questions do they have that we can help address? Because one of the things, I have some friends in an educational consortium around here, and they always talk about how the expertise is in the room. Like when you go to these things, the expertise is always in the room. When you go to a school, the expertise is always in the room. The difficult part is we don't always have the time to allow those people to talk about what they've experienced, what they see, what works well, what doesn't work well. So I get excited going to conferences like this because I'm learning something new all the time. And so sometimes just even in my session, I can open up the floor to people in the session, and we all bring such unique perspectives and backgrounds that we're able to kind of brainstorm and answer some questions together. But more than anything else, I want to help people and help them to understand, one, this isn't an easy journey.
Right.
This isn't a journey that happens overnight. You're going to come up against some resistance and some obstacles, and it's important that you stay steadfast in that.
I love that. That is so needed, and it's just a powerful thing, when we can kind of bond together on that shared experience and not reinvent the wheel. So
for sure.
Very good.
That's it. Yeah.
Can't thank you enough for your time. We are so excited to hear you speak and to learn from you and to network with you. So
I'm excited to learn from people and connect always.
Yeah.
Always.
Agreed. Well, until next time, thanks for all your time with us today.
All right. Thank you.
You bet.